on IDEs today. So what is an IDE? It's IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. The I means you can code, launch, compile, and debug your application from the tool. The D stands for group files. You can group files into projects. There's language-specific syntax highlighting and an ability to generate files from templates and may use autocomplete. The I means that both the integration and development are available in one environment. So today we'll be showing Eclipse, IntelliJ, NetBeans, and JGrasp. These will all be using Java on a Windows machine just because that's what I have installed. I will not be going over every neat trick with each IDE, instead I'll show you the basics. And all of these IDEs can be customized to fit your user preference, but for ease of readability, I've left them all at their default settings. So with that, we will start with JGrasp. JGrasp is a very simple IDE. The languages you can use in JGrasp are Java, C, C++, and Ada. So I'll just show you create a Java file, new, Java, and your usual Java stuff. And we'll make our main. So this one's very simplistic. It doesn't really offer much, but for beginners, it's really great just to figure out how to type things and easy to compile in your code. So just print hello world. Okay, so to compile, we'll first have to save. As in Java, you have to have the same file name as your class name. Compile is this little green plus. So we'll see down here in the compile messages, it compiled my Java and it was completed. So it's successfully compiled. So we'll hit run, and as we see, we get hello world. There is a debugger in here. I don't have any marks, so it's just going to run. And I'll just show you what an error message looks like. But we spell int wrong. And I try to compile this. I get an error. Can't find symbol in XT and where it's located. One neat thing about NetBeans is they do have a UML class diagram generator. So if you click that, you have to open a project which you don't have open, and it'll create a UML for you. So next we'll move on to NetBeans. NetBeans is really great for creating GUIs. So let's create a new file. I gotta get my project open. So you'll always have to have a project open. So we could go into project. We want it to be a Java application. Let's call it Java application 2. And we want the main application to be that same file we're creating. So now if I go here, I want the wrong thing. Okay. Try this again. Let's go new file, Java application, and we want a Java, and go Java GUI forms. There we go. Okay, so here is my GUI. So what would be my screen? And from here, I can go and I can drag and drop anything I want on my GUI. So let's say I want a combo box. I'm just going to drag it and we'll put it right here in this top corner. And then we can drag for sizing, move it around. And if we go over here, this little sidebar right here is going to be where I can change everything that this drop-down box does. We have binding option, event options, code options, and then the properties. So if we go in here, we can change our list of things in the drop-down. So I'll just write some animals. So now if we go up here and we're going to do a clean and build, which will compile this code, automatically written by NetBeans. And I hit play once it's done, maybe. I had this problem earlier. Let's try that. Okay, well, if we go back to the one I had running earlier, I know this one does in fact run. So let's see if we can get this one to run. Okay. Okay, well, due to technical difficulties, I can't get this to run, but it will pop up with a little screen that looks like this, and we have the drop-down menu for it. Okay, and NetBeans, the languages they use are Java, JavaScript, HTML, PHP, C, C++. And then for your whatever you create in your GUI, your drag and drop, here is the actual source code that's going to be generated to use it. Okay, next we'll go on to Eclipse. All right, so we're going to create a new project here. I'll walk you through how to do that. We're going to go new, project. We'll give a project name, Eclipse. We want to use this execution environment of Java 8. We're going to create so if you want source files, there's lots of options. You can use the project folder as your root, or you can have a source folder. Good. Now we have our project created, so we're going to want to go new, Java class. Here's what it automatically fills in our source folder, the package it's going to be on. So we just have to give it a name. Let's call it main test. You can make it public or a package, abstract or final. You can add any superclasses you want, any types of interfaces you want. We can automatically populate a public static void main string args. You can populate any constructors from the superclass, and you can generate comments automatically. So we'll just get the main and generate the comments. And why that didn't open, I'm not sure. There we go. Okay, so if you see here, it's in our package. It automatically put the author tag on. And then we also have parameter comments for our Java docking and the public static void main. So we can start right up here. A really nice thing about Eclipse is they have this option to switch workspaces. So say you have a workspace for schoolwork and you have a workspace for just your own trial stuff, you can switch workspaces. So I'm going to switch to one I've pre-written, and it'll automatically close out Eclipse and reopen it in the new workspace. All right, so in here, as you see, I have some syntax errors. So if you actually go to that line that the syntax error is on and hit Control 1, Command 1 for those on Macs, it will tell you, hey, like, what's your error and how to fix it. You can create a class called that, which here I obviously 10 plus 5 is an int, so I just want to change that to int. Help you correct any errors you have. Next, if we go to this file, you see file has red lines under it because I forgot to import it. So if you hit Control Shift O, it'll automatically import any things that you have not imported if it can find it. Another thing is their block section up at the top. So say I have a bunch of lines. And I want to comment them all out, or I want to tab them over, I can go up here to this little toggle block section mode. And so now I have a pointer and I can highlight any section I want. Maybe I don't want these to be ints. Maybe I want them to be strings. You can just replace that whole section off. Another nice feature is you can see the spacing. Say you're trying to match up your tabs perfectly on a printing statement and you can't figure it out, you can just hit this little button right here and it'll show all the white space characters. So we have spaces and tabs. And then, so we're in the main and we want to go check out, no, I don't have that in here. Okay, so let's call my class. So we have the two instances of my class, but I'm like wondering if they have any constructors in this class. So if you hold control and click on it, it'll automatically open that file and take you to that class. So I can look in and see it's just empty constructor, so that's fine. I don't have to do anything. Then another thing is they have a shortcut for system out. So if you go SYS out and then control space, it'll automatically put in your system.out.print line, which is kind of long and annoying to type every time. Okay, and if you want to comment out a bunch of lines, you can highlight it all and hit Control / and it will comment out those lines for you. And then to undo it is Control. All right, so that's all I have for Eclipse. Next, we will move to IntelliJ. Okay, so again, I'll show you how to create a new project. So we're going to create a new project. You can select all these frameworks and libraries when creating your project. One thing the first time you use IntelliJ is you will have to attach project SDK. So you will have to go into your folders and find where you have plugins. So in my case, program files, down to Java, and then I'd select my JDK. So we could create projects from templates. So they automatically have a hello world in here and a command line app. but we'll ignore that for now. So we want to give our project a name, so we'll call it test 1, and then we'll hit finish. Okay, so now we have a new project. Over here on the side is our project folder, and we can switch down. All files will be saved in source, all your Java files. So we'll want to go here, new, and as you can see, here's all the different types of classes you can create. We're just going to create a Java class. We're going to give it a name. Class. We want it to be a class. You can change again down here if you want it to be an interface. Put in your public class for you. And so now I'm gonna close out this project and open a project I already have. So if we go close project, open, all right, so IntelliJ, the languages you can use in is Java, C, C++, JavaScript, .NET, PHP, Ruby, and Rails, Android, and Python. The way they have these set up, though, is each of them are their own different IDEs, so you just have to get a JetBrains account, and you can download any of them to use. It is a paid software, but as students, you can get a free year subscription with your student email. So we'll start out with the fixing any compile errors. So here again, I have int misspelled incorrect. So if I hit Alt Enter, oh, where did I go on it? Alt Enter, and here it tells me I can split the declaration and assignment. I can click that. I don't know why that was they're trying to fix, but you can rejoin it. This was working earlier, but so we hit that. Okay. So we'll correct that. Once again, if we go here, I have file, but I have not imported the file. So I can hit Alt Enter, and it'll give me the option to do the import, or I can hit Control Alt S, not Control Alt S, Control Shift S. All right, we'll go Alt Enter, and we'll import it. We can do the same in Eclipse. We can do single line comments. So Control Shift is the multi-line, I guess, for this one. If you do Control Shift slash, to undo it, and then just Control slash to do the single line comments. Also on this, in the same way that you could click to navigate classes in Eclipse, you can do the same here. So if we create an instance of this, and we control click, it'll bring us to that class file. You can do the same thing with like built-in files. Up a file Java by doing that. IntelliJ has a really nice debugger system. So if we put a couple breaks in here, you go to the side, you hit your breakpoints, and then you go to this little debug right here. It'll run the debugger. So here we go. We're stopped at this line, the line that's highlighted. And right now we don't have any variables. So if I hit play, it'll go down to the next breakpoint. Now we have a variable total, and it's equal to 15. This is very useful when you have tons of variables, lots of things going on in the background. It makes it really easy to watch how everything's getting set, where everything's getting set, and help you debug your code. So we hit play again, and we got that. Great. So that is all I have for you today. Are there any questions here in the room? All right, great. Thanks for joining us today, guys.